Well, hello there, this is DIMM here. I just started working on another press, so I figured I might videotape it. I already started sawing it. I got just a little bit way in, and I figured I could film it. So hopefully this will answer some of your questions. I haven't really posted any instructions. I just kind of posted some pictures of the finished product, as you've seen, and pictures of the presses, but really I haven't given any instructions. So I started working on this thing, and the idea came to me that I may as well film it to answer some of your questions. Because even though it's good to have a finished product, stuff like how I cut it, you know, it might be obvious to me, but some of you might have a hard time. Not that you're stupid, but, you know, just all in my head, and yeah. So yeah, I'm making another drop press. I already have one, but that one presses 2 inches of concave, which apparently not everyone likes. But, so I'm gonna make another one with just a little bit less. It'll be 1 inch of concave, tub concave. Same thing, 2 inches of drop, same dimensions, pretty much just another press for different concave. So, here goes. So pretty much how you start is, you first cut the foam down to sizable pieces, you know, workable pieces. You don't want to be working with a big ass thing, it's just not very comfortable. So you start this, and the part that you want concave in, you know, if it's a drop press, the edges aren't going to have concave. Then what you do is you mark the concave on the foam, just with a pen or something. Like you can see right there, I marked this line, the middle is 6 inches, 3 inches on each side, and on the edge here, I marked the other side. So it's gonna pretty much go up like that. It's this side here is like the height of the concave, it's an inch right here. So pretty much, yeah, this is a 12-inch fat piece, and yeah, so now I'll show you how to cut it. Pretty much start at the top. Mark your spot. Just a couple blades will do it. And then what you do is you start cutting from one side to the other. I'm just going to move around because it's not very comfortable for me to saw and film at the same time, but I'm just going to try and give you a good angle. Yeah, so that's one side. Now you can see in the end you're left with two pieces, one little triangle wedge like this, which you can see is quite straight, and this one, which is the rhombus or whatever, and it's also quite straight. Now the reason I cut from two sides, like go a little bit there, then turn around and go a little bit the other way, is so that I don't lose my front here. This is kind of flexible. If you just kind of start cutting the front, well, the part closest to you, it's going to end up being straight, but the part over here is going to kind of go wobble all over the place, and pretty much you're going to end up with concave that's a little bit like whoosh, slanted, and you really don't want that. So yeah, you just kind of cut from both sides to get a clean cut along the line, and this is what you'll end up with. And now pretty much I have to do this for my entire platform, which consists of this piece and this piece. So here's kind of an idea of what it'll be like, the whole platform, and yeah, you can see it is relatively straight. Afterwards I'm just going to give it a light sand and it'll be good. So here's the positive side of the press, for the concave, and now we're just going to give it a light little sand. I glued some 40 grit here to a little block. It's kind of useful when working with foam, you can kind of shape shit, so like, yeah, it's a pretty useful tool. I'm sure you could buy it like for 10 bucks or something, but there's really no reason that you can't make it. So just take it and just kind of, you know, round edges or whatever, make it pretty. See? Much prettier. So here is the platform and it's finished. All I have to do now is glue it to the press. It's nice and straight, as you can see. What you want to think about when you're sanding this is that when it's in the press, it's gonna have some wood in it. It's not just gonna be like you know, emptiness and just, you know, bent like that. It's gonna have some wood in between. So you kind of want to take a little bit of the foam away. You want to sand away some of the volume of the foam to accommodate that wood when it's in the press. Now, the good thing about foam is that it does get squished a little bit, so it kind of accommodates to the wood by itself, naturally. Now, these edges here, these little wedges, they're pretty sharp, so they're kind of fragile. And they can get kind of thin if you're not pressing a lot of concave. It's actually easier to press crazy amounts of concave than it is to press light concave, because you get light little fragile pieces like this. So what you want to just do is take a little piece of sandpaper and just kind of sand away these sharp parts. What you could do is you can put the sandpaper on the ground or on a table and just kind of work it back and forth. That's a little trick. Hope you can see that with the angle of the camera. So there, now the sharp edges are gone. It's a little bit, it's not as dainty anymore, so it'll be a little bit easier to work with. So just do that for all of them, and you should be good. Alright, so now everything is set. You cut everything out, you sand it all to little pieces, and it should go together nicely. You might want to keep track which side each little piece comes from. But if you cut and measured everything properly, it definitely shouldn't matter. Now, as for the drop pieces, I cut out two rectangles, 12 inches by 9 inches. They're identical, and pretty much you're just going to want to draw some lines and cut it the same way as you cut the concave. Alright, now I'm going to assemble the press. Well, not assemble it, I'm just going to kind of lay it out the way it's supposed to be, on the positive and the negative side. And yeah, just to get a bearing of things. And then I'm going to put some nails in and to put the pieces on and glue them at the same time. So that's the next step. Anyways, here's the press laid out. Kind of take a look at it, make sure you understand what I just did and why. So yeah, you can imagine it's gonna press that down. Gonna press into the concave. These things fit in here. This is the drop. Same thing on this side. If you want to play with wedging or de-wedging, it's a little bit complicated because what you have to do is you have to take this thing and pretty much cut it at an angle like that with the saw like that. It's kind of hard. I've done it before. Use the same method as I showed you, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass, and I don't really see a need for it because everyone likes something different. So just play with risers if you want some wedging or whatever. 2 pieces or 2 nails per piece of foam should do it. now assemble the positive side of the press. Alright, so here's the positive side. I don't know if you can see that. Here's the negative side. And if you didn't screw up, they should fit together. Voila. The last thing left is just to round off some edges. So kind of round this off here like that to make it go down flat before it goes up. And just round this off here too. But well, this isn't really necessary, whatever you want. So just do that, and then it's just the gluing left. Technically you don't have to glue it, you could just do it with the nails, but I like to glue it just in case. And if you want to glue it, I am going to. It's really easy. Just take some sort of wood glue. This is just regular white glue. The bottle cost $5. This is like arts and crafts for gluing paper and stuff, and maybe some wood. The idea is that the foam is porous. It'll absorb this just as well, or even better, than wood will. So it'll work. You don't need carpenters. You don't need Type on 3 or whatever. Just any kind of wood type glue. And just spread it over, and just put those pieces right back on, and wait a day, and you're set.